Welcome back to another episode of King of the Bean. My name is Ryan. I was the king in the last episode, and I'm joined by Ian and Josh. As always, my boys, me and my boys. So, for those of you who have not seen or heard this before, this is a little show that we like to do where we decide who the king is based on picking jelly beans, and whoever gets the most or non-denominational beans.
Yeah, it's not very accurate.
We're not sponsored by anything. So non-denominational colored beans, and whoever gets the most wins, and they get to decide the topic for the episode. So, without further ado, let us get to the picking.
I'll pick yellow.
Josh picking yellow. What color are you going to pick, Ian?
Pink.
Sure. Alright, I want to pick green.
It's always the same colors. It's just
it really is. Always
if you pressure me away from picking green.
I did your strat.
Look, it's green.
Okay, so we have two purple.
Purple. Oh my god.
I'm gonna be breaking that next. Two green. And then what color do we think these are?
I think it's two pink and a red.
Two pink and a red. These
are red.
These two look the same color to me. So one pink, two red.
Okay.
I don't want to be the king again though.
But you haven't been the king, so
okay.
And now you're gonna be the king.
Ryan wins. My reign of terror continues.
All right. Well, it's gone.
Okay. All right. So, as the king for the third time in a row, I'm not relinquishing the throne ever.
Is it really the third time in a row?
It is the third time in a row.
Third time in a row.
The
power is absolute, and I am decreeing that we talk about
overthrow.
Impossible.
Yeah.
I am the king.
What if I just ripped you out of the chain?
That would be really mean.
It would be mean. Also, there's not a lot of room here, so you
I'd probably hit my head and start bleeding, and no one would see this. It would all be a waste of time.
And there'd be video evidence of you doing it.
What do you want to see?
I'm cutting all this out. All right. I want to talk about dreams. And I want to talk about because there's a thing. We're gonna start this with a topic.
Sure.
Like a specific thing about dreams that I always hear people say that I disagree with, and then we could just get into talking about dreams we remember and fun stuff like that.
Sure.
So
what's the dream topic?
So, I have always heard for a long time many people say, and I don't know the efficacy of it, but this is just something that I've heard people say a lot about dreams, which, as far as I know, science doesn't really understand dreams to begin with. Yeah. There's a lot we don't know, but people like to regurgitate this thing that you dream every single night, you just don't remember it. Have you heard that phrase before?
No.
Neither of you have?
I feel, first of all, I don't believe that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
not
disagree
true
with that.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many people in so many different places in my life at different times say that about dreams. Whenever I talk to people about dreams, because it comes up sometimes, like, oh, I had a weird dream, bro, I talk about dreams or whatever, and everyone always says, yeah, you dream every single night, you just don't remember it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous, and I disagree strongly with that statement.
Yeah, I do too, because I remember, I do dream often, but there are times where, like, I wake up and obviously I just don't remember the details, but I know that I dreamt.
That's what I'm saying. I know when I dream. I'm aware of it.
Yeah, I don't remember the details.
Yeah,
sometimes.
But even like when I'm in a dream, I'm very cognizant of the fact that this is a dream and I'm in a dream. And it's not, I wouldn't say I lucid dream in the sense of like I can manipulate it and like direct it and stuff like that. I just go along with it, but I know I'm in a dream. And then when I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a dream.
Yeah.
I don't know if while I'm in the dream I know it's a dream. Like, obviously it's not real.
But it's real enough.
But it's like you're in a TV show or a video game.
Yeah.
And you're just like this is just how things are for right now.
Yeah.
That's okay. But, sometimes there's weird things and you're like, this is a little bit
I just know like a lot, especially recently is what I have to go on. Because for a long time, I felt like I almost never dreamed.
Sure, yeah.
Like for a long time, like definitely from like, I would say in the last couple of years, I've been dreaming more frequently. But like prior to that, for as long as I can remember, most of the time I did not dream. It's like go to bed, lights, brain lights go off, brain lights come back on in the morning.
Yeah, you'll be
and it's just like time skip. Like there's no dream in between. So then I know when I'm dreaming because there's in between, and I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming right now, cool. And then we just experience whatever we're gonna experience.
I feel like I'm the opposite of you because I used to have a lot of like vivid dreams. I remember all my dreams that I've had from like the ages of like 6 to like 22.
Really?
Yeah, and I would remember all my dreams and they were so vivid. They were all detailed, and maybe it's like the ancient witchcraft that I believe my mom is a part of. But they all have like a significant meaning for the future or whatever in some way or form, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah,
about,
we can talk about that. Sure.
Dream interpretations.
Yeah, I've got a good one for that.
You got a good one for that?
Yeah, but we can talk about that later.
But and then after 22, my dreams slowly just declined, and I'm like, I know I dreamt. I don't remember what's going on.
So do you still dream as frequently? They're just not as profound dreams, or do you not dream as frequently?
I dream. It's just they're not as vivid as I remember them being beforehand. They're just little bits and pieces. Some of them are more vivid than others, but it's more rare nowadays. Like the other night, I had like a dream that. That my best friend Evie was like mad at me for whatever reason, and I woke up. I'm like, are we friends?
Did you text her?
Yeah, I was like, are we friends? And she's like, yeah, we're fine.
I don't think I've ever had a dream that made me question reality. I'm always aware that it's a dream. So
it's funny because his sister one time woke up.
Oh yeah.
And he did something to piss her off in the dream so much that. She was pissed at Josh in real life when she woke up. She's like, I can't believe you did that.
And I'm like, what did I do? It's like, I don't remember. I'm mad at you.
But all his siblings, when we got to like whatever this was, I think it might have been like a year ago around like birthday seasons or whatever.
It was Thanksgiving.
Oh,
specifically.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because we were here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just like, I'm mad at you. And all her brothers are like, I can't believe you did that.
And I'm over here just like,
I can't believe I did it either.
Yeah. What'd I do?
How frequently do you dream, Ian?
So at one point I tried keeping a dream log on Google, but I can't find it.
That's what you're looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just being rude.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, wow, are you gonna sit here on your phone?
No,
We just started.
I remember I tried writing some down, but I can't find it. But I used to dream a lot in high school, and it'd be like going on adventures with my friends and stuff.
Sure.
Sometimes you dream of school. Because, it's so pertinent. Well, usually for me, it was like marching band stuff. Because that was like the big thing. So it's not as bad as like school.
Yeah.
I had a marching band dream fairly frequently.
Like the other day?
No, like within the last like couple months or something.
Okay. Oh, recently?
Yeah.
You said frequently.
I meant recently.
And I was confused.
I meant recently.
I understood what you meant.
I know
my mind filtered it.
Yeah, you totally were like, oh, like last night? And
yeah.
I'm just like, you mean like frequently in high school? Or?
No, I meant recently. I misspoke.
Okay. Typo. Autocorrect.
Yeah.
In life, autocorrect.
But yeah, after that, I don't dream as much unless I take like good medication and get that good sleep.
Medication actually makes you dream? Because I feel like that would stop you from dreaming.
No, because
that's what Freddy Krueger has taught me from all the horror movies.
No, I definitely feel like I don't take a lot of medicine, but like for a while I would take melatonin to help me go to sleep, which like helped a little and then didn't help at all, and then it felt like it was just a placebo, and then so I don't take it anymore. But like I felt like when I did take melatonin, I did dream more often, and they were like weirder dreams. It's also the only time I've like had audio hallucinations.
Those are interesting.
It's very weird.
Yeah. I've never hallucinated, but
I have.
But yeah, cause like when I take heavier medications or whatever, I feel like I get more like REM sleep and stuff.
Sure.
And those are the stages where you're dreaming, right? So
that's what they say.
That's when I actually dream. But like nights where I don't sleep very well or anything, I mean I don't dream, and for the last 10 years or so it's been like that where Most nights I don't sleep well and I don't dream. If I don't dream, I know I didn't get good sleep that night.
I see. That's your tell.
Weird, because I don't.
Because or else I'll dream every night, and
I
it's
still
like
feel like I don't dream. That
amazing
often,
adventures.
Even if I get good sleep, but do you get those weird like? You woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning for some reason, and you roll over and go back to sleep until like 7, and you get those weird like early morning dreams.
No.
Yeah.
You get those?
I get those.
What's a weird early morning dream?
It's just like that. You woke up earlier than you needed to, and you're like, I don't need to be awake this
and
early, so you roll over and you go back to sleep,
Yeah.
and then that's when you dream, and they're very like shorter, but like kind of weirder. I feel like in my experience, and I would say I dreamed at that point more than I dream like in a normal night.
Yeah, it's
weird. The weird early morning.
For me, with those situations, it's like I'm dreaming something, and then something wakes me up. For whatever reason, my body's like, wake up, and then I'm like, wake up for a moment, and then I go back immediately to sleep, and I go right from where I left off.
I wish I could do that. I'm always like, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. It was so much fun. Like
I've had that happen before too, where I'm like, oh, I want to keep dream. This dream is really interesting, and then I wake up for some reason. I'm like, no, it's gone, and I can feel it slipping. And that's why I know you're trying to talk, but I just want to finish. But that's why I know I'm dreaming, because I in the dream I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wake up soon. I feel like it's going away. It's going. I'm like, wait. And then I wake up and I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
But I still wake up. I was like, I want to go back. I was having a good time.
No, for me, I've had the worst ones where like I'm in a nightmare, and then I wake up from the nightmare because I'm like get out of the situation, and my body wakes me up. But then I'm like, the fuck? And most people would think like, oh, if you're in a distressed state from like fear or whatever, because you have a nightmare or whatever, that you won't be able to fall asleep again. It's like, no, my body's immediately like, okay, let's go back, and I go back like maybe like 5 scenes before the horror scene in my mind made it up. It's like, fuck, I'm reliving this over again.
That's so. I've never gone back into a dream.
No.
I haven't had a nightmare in a while either.
I don't think I've ever really had nightmares.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it must be nice.
This is a good segue though into one of my earliest dreams. Probably the earliest dream I remember. I only remember like a few dreams I've ever had, but the earliest one I remember having was we were like definitely like 5 or 6. Like this was back in Orange County for sure, and I remember it was pretty simple. It was like this top down view of a forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was running through it, and there was a cheetah chasing me.
Just a cheetah.
A cheetah just chasing me, and it was like a Scooby-Doo thing where you go through one side and you come out the other side, and you go through and you keep coming. And that's all the dream was. But since then, I don't like people following me. That
makes sense.
And I don't like the sensation of people following me, and I don't like being chased.
Sure.
You know what we have to do now?
Why do you think I always walk in the back of groups or I walk next to people? I don't like people being behind me.
Yeah,
it just makes me very uncomfortable.
Okay.
Also, even in like horror games, like I don't play a lot of horror games myself, but like I've watched like Markiplier play like all of them basically, and even when I'm watching somebody play a game where they're being chased, it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, you're just like, oh no.
What about like Mario Kart?
That's different.
Well, that's different because that's a race. It's not like.
Well, you're not following someone. You're trying to be at first.
Well, it's not like. It's just a different circumstance. It's not scary. It's like, and even real life, like it's not scary. It's just a weird sensation. But like racing is just, it's a different circumstance. So like, that's.
I just thought of that because we were playing yesterday, and there's just lots of times where we would get behind each other to get that like speed boost thingy.
Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me, but I feel like that's a different context. I just think the sensation of being followed I don't like.
Sure. I think my earliest memory that I had was like, do you guys remember what was it? It was like an old PlayStation game called Dexter and Jack. Or Jack and Dexter.
Yeah. It's like a platformer type deal.
Yeah, it's a platformer.
Like
but
Crash Bandicoot-esque.
Yeah, but for a different style, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the third game, I think, where you like it goes off the rails and you were able to transform into like this like demon version of your character, and the demon version had like these giant nails for whatever reason. Yeah, and I remember in my dream I was like in my dad's van, We were like going on a trip or whatever.
Your dad had a van?
He has a van.
He does now.
He has a van. Before that, it's a red van.
Does he? Oh, the one he works out of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Not important. Anyways, he does this all the time. And so we were in the van, we were going somewhere, and there's like this book, and I remember this book opening it up, and it's like that old school style like gaming where like, oh, the pages are different levels that you could enter in. And so like I flipped to a page, and then all of a sudden like I get sucked into it, and all of a sudden I'm like Jack and Dexter, and I have giant claws. I'm like, what is going on here? And I just remember scratching someone, but not leaving a scratch mark. I was like, these do nothing.
Worthless claws.
Worthless. God.
That's funny.
And then I had another one, which might have been a tail sign of my sexuality as a very early age. I was probably like 5 or 6, and I had a dream of just. I had a dream of just a bunch of half-naked men having a pillow fight. It was a legitimate dream that I had. It's so vivid in my memory.
They were like old, like men?
They were men. They were older. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not like little 5 or 6 year olds. As a 5 or 6 year old dreaming that. No, they were older men. And I'm just like,
it's really funny.
Thinking about that now, I'm just like, the signs was there.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
This is my gay awakening.
Yeah. For the longest time. But
That's actually leads me to another topic. When you dream and there are people in the dream, do you see the people?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like physically, like when you're in the dream, you see the people and you're like that. I see the face because when I dream, most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, I don't see people.
You see like
they're like gray, like mist almost kind of things, but I know who that is.
Yeah.
Like say if I was dreaming and it'd be us like this, right? Like you would be like kind of gray mist, but I would know, oh, this is Ian and this is Josh, and I know, and like when I hear things in the dream and stuff like that, like the interactions, I know that this is this person, like just instinctually. I don't need to decipher it. But I don't always necessarily see people. I just know they're there.
Yeah, no, I get both. I get where I see the people's faces. I can tell. I can tell you how the men look like in my dream. Like I know how their faces look like in my head.
That's funny.
Did they have abs?
No, well, some of them did.
Was it like stereotypical like?
It's think of like old school like 90s fitness men. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
Did you fall asleep watching like a workout video?
I honestly don't remember what I fell asleep to. I think
some jazzercise.
Yeah, I was just looking at some jazzercise, and that just kind of manifested into a dream. No, I don't even remember what I was falling asleep. I think I fell asleep on the floor somewhere. Just
in the living room watching jazzercise.
No, I was just somewhere. I think I was in the kitchen. I just slept on the kitchen floor. I was like, sleep, because I can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, sure. I don't think I've ever slept on a kitchen floor.
It's comfy.
No.
As a kid, anything's comfy.
No.
Okay, well. Anyways.
What about you, Ian?
For what?
For
any of the above.
Because you have not...
Do you see people?
You moved on before I could even say my first dream memory.
Okay, then say it. And then
but,
talk about, first of all, do you see people or do you not see people?
As far as I know, I see...
I see dead people.
I see people, as far as I can tell. I don't know if, like, their face is necessarily, like, descript, but everything is, like, looks right about them.
Yeah, and you, like, know it's that person.
Yeah, I know it's that person, and I look at them, and, like, I don't know if I'm just, like, I know it's that person, so I'm, like, implanting your details on.
Sure.
But I'll be like, oh, I know, like, that person is Ryan in the distance.
Yeah.
And your voice comes out of your person. And so, I mean, I'm pretty sure I see people, not gray blobs, because I would never describe it that way.
I wouldn't say it's a blob, but it's like...
Or mist.
I would say it's more misty.
They're like...
more like abstract, but it's I know who it is.
I wouldn't describe it as abstract. I think I see people. But my earliest memory, or dream that I have a memory of was... in high school. No, it might have been middle school. But similar people, because,
Yeah.
But we were all just going on like this adventure, and
The White Sox Adventure Squad.
Yeah.
that was the leader. That was real.
Yeah, it was real. We'll talk about that another day.
But yeah, we just went on some like Indiana Jones type adventure, and it was great. And then I woke up and I was like, no, go back.
One more time.
That's so much better than reality.
Sounds great.
I had a horror dream once where I was being chased by Chucky.
I've never had a dream like that.
It was weird though, because we were on a boat for some reason.
I think that's more like a nightmare.
Oh yeah, it's a dream.
You're on a boat with Chucky?
Yeah, it's not great.
That doesn't sound great.
So I'm on a boat, and Chucky's like the captain of the boat, obviously. And for whatever reason, I'm hiding from him. So I'm hiding inside of like a barrel. And then all of a sudden, like the barrel has like a little tiny peephole, whatever, from like the wood. And I'm like looking out of it, and in a very horror movie scene, it's like just Chucky's eye just appears there. It's like, oh shit, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, and then he just starts stabbing the barrel.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, and then I woke up. I'm like, oh shit, and then I fell immediately back to sleep. Went back inside the barrel apparently, and I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, he just stabbing, stabbing happening again. I was like, what's going on? And then I woke up, and then I fell back asleep. I went back. It was a really weird cycle that I kept going into.
That is really weird. I've never. I don't remember any of the nightmares I've had, but I've also never re-entered a dream after I've left it. It's gone forever, never to be seen again.
I still feel like I haven't had a nightmare unless it was like, so early, when you would go mom and dad's room after you have a nightmare. Sure. So like, hold me. I need protection.
Mom, dad, my dream.
It was scary.
Chucky stabbing me.
Chucky stabbing, like, what's a Chucky? It's like, okay, come here. Okay.
Just give me a hug. That's all I want.
It's okay, honey. It's not real. It's like, he is real.
He's real to me.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Wait, weird dreams. Do you guys believe that dreams have meaning behind them?
Yeah.
I think they can, yeah.
They can.
I think it depends. I don't think all dreams necessarily have to.
I think they all stem from some meaning, but...
Do you think it's a stem from your subconscious, or do you think that it's messages from somewhere else? Both. Internal or external?
I feel both sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, I definitely had what I like to call, like, a premonition dream, where, like, I dream of a situation happening, and then I wake up, I'm like, that was very vivid, and then I see the person that was in my dream. It's like, be careful today. I just have a weird feeling something's gonna happen, and sure enough, something later on that day. It's like, how'd you know? It's like, I just had a feeling.
I feel like I used to get deja vu a lot more when I was dreaming a lot, and I feel like it's because I would dream things that would then happen.
Sure.
But I wouldn't exactly remember like the details like you, but I would just be like, I've done all of this before. Like, and I knew it very strongly, like, that it was a dream that I dreamt, and this was like following the similar path.
That's interesting, because I feel like I get deja vu in like spurts. Like, there are times where I feel like almost every day, or like at least weekly, I get like a deja vu thing where I'm like, I've been here before, I've done this before, this is the exact same thing, and I know that this is a thing. I don't know if it stems from dreams though. For me, I don't know if it does.
It's just like a weird. Like,
it's just like that weird sensation that like I know I've been in this position before. I've seen this before. I know what's happening. I know what's going to happen. Like, this is all so familiar to me. But I don't know if it stems from a dream. That's interesting, though. But I do think that they can have meaning.
Yeah. I feel like when a dream has meaning, first of all, most dreams that you feel have meaning stem from something that's probably, like, on your mind.
Yeah.
That's been going on in life.
Well, that's like why you have, like, work and school dreams.
Yeah.
And it's usually when you're stressed about something like a test or whatever.
Yeah, and your dream is like, hey, you're taking that test and you're going to fail or whatever.
And you're in your underwear.
Yeah, and everyone else is just pointing at you. And you're like, yeah, take all this in and all that.
You're like, yeah, you're jealous of me.
Yeah, no, It's never like that. But I
don't think I've ever had an underwear dream.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's never been a thing that's bothered me.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I've had dreams of other people in underwear.
Like those men?
Those men, yeah. Yeah. But, no, I feel like a lot of, like, dreams that you feel like have interpretation is because you're thinking about something, and it's like, what does this dream mean? Because I never ask that question unless I subconsciously, or maybe I do know, it's like something's going on in my head, and I'm like, I guess I want to talk about this, but I can't quite put it into words. My dream's like, here's a little video of what it could be about.
I had a dream recently. This is like in May. So
I found my dreams document.
Okay.
Nice.
And it was an interesting dream that I feel like I gained something from. So
Knowledge?
maybe. So in this dream, I was in this big theater.
Sure.
Like there for like some kind of performance or whatever, but it was like before the performance started. I was talking to like a bunch of people I know, and there was someone there who I haven't talked to in a while, who you both know and have met. So I'm sure you could decipher who that is from just that alone.
Steve from accounting.
Steve from accounting, yeah.
You can figure it out.
You'll figure it out. Yeah. And this person was there, and they were trying to talk to me.
Okay.
And I was being rude about it.
Sure.
I was just like, oh yeah, whatever, and just like brushing this person off, and like feeling this like sense of, which happens to me sometimes, and it's something I'm trying to work on, of like self-righteousness, because I know that like in the situation I'm right, you're wrong,
and that's
I'm better, and like, you know, you need to understand that.
Sure.
Your mind's creating closure for you.
Well, but
Not necessarily closure.
So here's what happened, right? So during this whole dream, right, like I'm like being kind of rude to this person, justified or not, and just being like, you know, whatever, just brushing him off, whatever, and they're trying to talk to me and like trying to like probably apologize or something or whatever, like just, you know, be friendly, and I'm just like not having any of it, right? And then the dream ends and I wake up and I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't like that I acted that way in that dream.
Sure.
Like again, justified or not, I don't think that's the appropriate way.
Yeah.
Like, if that happens in reality, which I doubt, but if it does, I don't think that would be the right way to act in that situation. I think that, like, again, justified or not, that's a pretty dickish way to treat somebody.
That is interesting, because you're literally having an out-of-body experience.
It kind of was,
seeing how, like, you would see other people do that and how you would feel like if you saw that.
Knowing that I've done that before, too. Like, that's something that's a legitimate way that I can react. I have that self-righteousness inside of me, for sure. And, okay.
You get it.
Tone it down.
But then I wanted to see how much it showed up in my...
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
But so then...
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay, great. So then what I gain from this is, like, in that situation, should that situation ever occur, in a theater or otherwise...
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, I don't want to act that way. Like, I would want to like, listen, and to be like, yes, I was hurt by this situation that was unfair, but I don't need to regurgitate that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can listen, I could be polite, and, like, that's a better way to go about it than I did in this dream.
That's nice. But
you also, I mean, you could do that, and the other option besides just ignoring them and being rude is just be like, hey, I don't want to talk to you, because you don't owe them anything. No,
and that's fair too, but like what I got from it is I don't need to be like that to anybody, this person or otherwise.
Because you were, because like, it sounds like you were being pretty passive and like kind of rude, like not really giving them the time of day, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So your options are either like, talk to them and hear them out, or talk to them and just be like, you know what, I don't wanna.
Yeah, but that's
just to give you.
But that's the thing.
You
right?
don't have
like,
to hear them out.
It's being polite or being impolite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to be that way to anybody.
Sure. Some people deserve it.
This person probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Probably, but again, like, I can still be better for myself, whether they deserve it or not. Yeah. It's like a personal thing. Like, how do I want to treat the people around me?
Yeah, no.
Do I want to be a self-righteous dick, or do I not? And I'm like, I don't know if I need to be.
That goes to person.
Justified or not, again.
But maybe you're allowed to be.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's allowed to be rude. But I feel like people react rudely to rudeness.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a very interesting, like self introspective
Yeah.
thing for me that I'm like, huh.
That's pretty neat. I don't think I've ever had a dream that like basically showed me, it's like, this is how you treat people, or how you would probably treat people, and you should learn from this. I don't think I've ever had that.
That's weird.
Mine are all just weird dreams about men pillow fighting.
What a world.
What a world. Yeah.
Okay, so I found my document, right?
Okay.
Right.
So, because I remember I was at my old job, my last job, and I had some weird dreams, and that's when I would like wake up, throw on clothes, drive to work. Like sometimes I wouldn't give myself time in the morning, and then I'd be thinking about it on the way to work, and then I'd write it down when I got there. It was only a couple times because I forgot this document existed. Also, I found it by searching the word dreams in the bar.
Smart.
Cool.
Do you have that many Google Docs?
I do. And half of them are untitled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But first one just says SWAT guys falling from the air.
SWAT guys?
Yeah.
Like the swatters?
Like the SWAT team.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
There's a SWAT, we're breaking in.
And then one of my coworkers called me for some reason, but we got interrupted by our bosses. We were helping somebody escape. The people trying to escape had Camille's hookshot ability where they can like throw out their legs and then attach to walls and then like grapple.
Sure.
It's pretty neat.
And then Doomsday is the end of that. So I don't.
You have interesting dreams. I've wanted to do that where like I wake up and I'm like, I should write the dream down, and then legit it's not forgetting, I'm just lazy. I'm like, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
And then I forget about it in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
And then
Like, you have to do it right away.
Yeah, well, which is why I only have like 5.
Yeah.
So this one, I even put a date on this one. It's July 25th,
Wow.
2019.
Wow.
It says, in my childhood home, only it wasn't. And the room structure was weird. I was on the 2nd floor in my bedroom, and my brother was on the 3rd floor in his. We only had 2 floors, by the way.
I had a whole floor.
We had been preparing to survive this day for a while. The day the day the earth would open up and try to swallow us all. We just didn't know when or how it would happen, but we had a plan.
Did we?
Dream you had a plan.
All of a sudden, a rumbling shook the house. Was it an earthquake or the event?
I hope the event is in quotes. The event.
Oh, God.
Then the floor to my room fell into the abyss. We're on the 2nd floor, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was happening.
Hey, my room was fine.
Yeah, you're good.
I quickly grabbed onto my headboard that was attached to the wall, not the floor, so that it wouldn't be taken.
Sure.
Smart. That was that planning you were talking about.
There you go.
And grabbed the hook on the wall and clipped it to my belt buckle.
You have a belt
Wow,
buckle?
we planned so much.
Trying my best to avoid being taken into the orange/red light below me. Was it hell?
Doing hell.
Who knew? Then suddenly my brother's floor got sucked down, barely missing me, and I could see he was doing the same thing.
We're both hooked to the wall. We were really prepared for this.
The strength of the force intensified, and I wondered if this was it. Would the whole house go down, or would we make it through?
Good question.
After what felt like hours, everything stopped and the earth closed the hole. We lowered down by ropes attached to the wall and landed on the floor.
Sure.
It was over. We made it. But who else had made it?
Part 2.
We found our parents and went outside, and it was nighttime. Our neighbors weren't close, and we were exhausted. So we decided to go to bed and check everything out the next day.
Whatever.
Bed where? They got sucked into the abyss. Just gonna sleep in this crater.
The next day we met up with a bunch of our friends at school, which was turned into a shelter for those who didn't have a place to go after the incident.
Sure.
Not everyone made it through. Whole houses were swallowed up, and only about half of the population of our town remained. Then I woke up.
Wow.
I feel like
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I feel like that was going somewhere, and then my dream kind of rapidly
out.
resolved.
Yeah, you're about to wake up, so you need to resolve.
But like,
Cool.
also, I feel like that was written pretty well.
That's pretty good. But that is awesome. But it also brought up a good point, because along with like people being nebulous sometimes to me, but knowing who they are,
Sure.
places are the same thing, where it's that exact situation where it's like, I know where I am, I'm home, or I'm at school, or I'm at this place that I know, but it looks entirely different, but I know it.
It's my house, but it's not. That was in parentheses, by the way.
But it's not.
I had, and then I don't know if you want me to share the other ones, but...
Huh?
I don't know if you want me to read the other stuff. It's a lot shorter.
No, that's okay. I like that one.
That was a great story.
I don't know if you could top it, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, here, let me read that. You can always cut it out.
Give me more work.
But I want to share while we're here.
Right.
So this one was on 8/9. My boss Edgar came to my house on a Sunday and demanded that I work with him start to finish on this very important project. That's it. That's all he wrote.
What a horrible dream. It's a nightmare if I've ever seen one.
The next day, my family, mom, brother, aunt, grandma, are all playing board games at night. And all of a sudden, my grandma and I are walking down the road down the street from the house in the rain. We have to cross the street, and she, jump steps and slips on the ground.
She, jumps.
You go, Grandma.
Slowly deteriorating into a frail old lady.
What was she before?
I don't know. She goes to the hospital and doesn't make it. Then something about how we need to let go, and we are carrying a milk carton around. It's spoiled.
What?
And David Rossi from Criminal Minds comes up and talks to us, and then takes the milk.
Oh, there she! She just took your milk.
He took your milk.
I wake up with tears in my eyes.
No, wait.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
The last sentence is, I wake up with tears in my eyes.
I heard it. It's very emotional.
Yeah.
Because he stole your milk. Isn't it?
And your grandma died.
Yeah.
I know, I got it. That was the joke, Ian. He stole your spoiled milk.
And then on 8/11, so I dreamed 3 days in a row.
Oh, that's impressive.
I dreamt that I was part of the cast of Glee, and we were hanging out reminiscing about the show. I'm some more side character, but it was a good time. Somehow I was in that high school.
Nice. Yeah, good for you. I had a doomsday dream once. Yeah.
Do you want to recite it, or do you not remember it?
I remember it vividly, so I'm in my house. My house, yeah.
My house.
What is that from?
My life.
Borat?
Sure.
Never seen it, don't care, but I know the voice.
Well, yeah, I'm in...
My wife.
Yeah, but I'm in my house.
My house.
And I'm, talking to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I want to go outside. And she's like, okay, you don't need my permission, go. Very much my mom. And I go to the back, and as I go to the back, I just look up in the sky, and the sky is blood red.
Nice.
Yeah, blood red. I'm like, what is going on? And off...
Is there a fire?
You can see a meteor. It's a meteor crashing down to Earth. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? And I just remember the heat. I felt the heat
that's
intensifying.
Cool. I love that.
And I was like, oh god. And I'm just laying on the floor. I'm like, oh god, it's too much. And then all of a sudden it
don't go inside.
No.
Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so bad.
Oh no.
But it got so intense to the point where things started melting around me. All the houses in the back were just slowly cartoon just melting downwards.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the meteor hits and it doesn't destroy the earth. It just lands in the back of my house.
Poop.
Yeah. And it's just there and it's just giant red ball. And I go up to it, even though it's hot. And I'm just like, what is this? And then it opens up, it cracks open, and inside was a chicken.
Oh.
It was an egg?
Yeah.
A chicken egg, specifically.
Was it a big chicken?
No.
Or was it this giant rock that hatched a little baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Only one?
It was just one. Yeah.
Weird.
And then I woke up.
Imagine that that's how
It's
every...
anticlimactic.
It was.
Imagine if that's how every chicken was born. Was
From
a
a
giant
meteor.
flaming rock from the sky, and then it was just one baby chicken.
Yeah.
I feel like chickens would not be as populous as they are.
Yeah.
Or the world would be gone. Either one.
But yeah.
That's cool.
It was a weird dream. It made no sense. I woke up, I'm like, Dad, where did chickens come from? And he's like, an egg. It's like,
And he brought you the egg from his...
yeah, from the dream.
He brought you the meteorite from the back.
No, he meant from
He's like,
his...
I saw this cool rock.
From his chickens.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
That was a chicken being born.
That's a statement. Where are we at?
Does anybody have anything else they want to share about dreams? I feel like that was pretty good. Did I write anything else down? Oh, yeah. Are your dreams more realistic or more fantastical in general?
I feel like they're more realistic.
Mine are more realistic. They're all grounded in reality with people that I know from real life.
Yeah, what would you say fantastical is like in the sense of like it's still like obviously like real thing, but like you're in like a situation like you're off like doing a bank heist or something like that.
Do you mean fantastical like
There's magic.
No, there doesn't have to be. That's not a qualifier. I think fantastical would be something that you wouldn't normally, that's not grounded necessarily in your reality.
I mean,
So, like,
I don't think me going on Indiana Jones adventures is grounded
here's
in
what
my
I would
reality.
consider a fantastical dream.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few ones I remember. This takes place in a desert town, desert city,
Okay.
akin to like you'd see in
The
like
Gerudo Valley.
yeah, sure, or like Prince of Persia or like Aladdin,
Sure.
kind of like, you know.
Or we're on Tatooine.
I guess so. Yeah, sure. It's in this desert city, right? And there's a big wall around the city.
Mm-hmm. Boston Say.
And I'm in the middle of the city
There's
on a
no boring
horse.
bossing.
And I met a horse.
A horse.
I'm on a horse, and behind me is an army that I am leading.
Oh.
He's a general.
I'm a general. Yeah. And we go charging down the street, but the street is like, it goes like dips like that and then comes up the other side out the gate, the big towering gate of the big towering wall. And so we charge out and we go out into war. And I don't really know what happens out there.
War stuff.
War happens out there, and then I come back inside.
Because you realize there was war.
No, this is like later. And
Okay,
like,
sure.
No, as soon as he gets out, all his men keep going, and he just turns
turn
around.
and come right back and be like, oh, man.
He's like, well, I led them into battle. You didn't say I had to do anything after that.
We go outside, we do the war thingy.
The war
Probably, I don't know. And then come back in, and it's just me. And I go back up the big long hill, and I go into this house, and there's a woman in there, and I take a bath. And that's how that
Wait, were you the only one who survived?
Unclear. I'm the only one who came back when I came back.
He's the only one who had to take a bath.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I was all tired.
Well, obviously.
And she was
You went
like,
to war.
there's a bath for you. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
thank
and
you.
then it was lovely.
Was she your wife in your dream?
I don't know.
She was
pretty, though.
Okay,
Very pretty. Yeah, pretty lady. Yeah, it was nice.
I feel
But
like...
I consider that fantastic.
And then
Sure, that's
half-naked
not-
men fell from the sky.
Nope. Not in my dream. That's Josh's dream.
I would say that a lot of my dreams are more grounded in reality, if that's like the fantastical.
I would say that that's part of it. Like,
Sure,
it could be magic, and it could be flying, and it could be stuff like that. But like, that's a situation I would never be in. That's not even grounded remotely in my reality.
You don't even know
Everything about that is different. Like that woman that was in the dream, never seen her before. Not based on anyone I know. Completely made for the dream woman.
I think mine are more half and half, where it's like people I know in like this fantastical universe. You know, it's like not that this has happened, but like say it was our group of friends, but we're in Harry Potter all of a sudden, like that type of situation.
Yeah, I would say that's fantastical.
Yeah, but it's still grounded in reality, because like it would be like Harry Potter if Hogwarts was in Santa Clarita.
Sure. God, why is it so hot here in the Wizarding World?
Somebody cast a cooling spell, please.
Because he's human.
So your dreams are more fantastical?
No, I would say mine are more realistic. Like I have dreams of me like in everyday situations. Like in high school, I would have dreams of like me like working out with some friends of mine that I used to work out with, and that was pretty boring.
Yeah.
But I remember it so vividly, and then I would have things like, okay, I'm gonna be performing this song in like music or whatever, and I remember things like that, and they're all realistic to the point where like I wake up and I'm like, that just fucking happened. Like,
And now I have to go to school.
yeah, now I
I
have to
don't
do
think
it all
I've
over again.
ever had like a mundane dream.
I've had so many mundane dreams, and then I have weird dreams
I
about
feel like there's always like something out of the ordinary about it.
that you're like, this is a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, mine's are very boring.
I've
sometimes.
never worked out with anybody in my dream.
Don't. Damn, it's not worth it. Oh god, I'm so tired from all the stream exercise.
If only that actually worked.
If only. God, that'd be so nice. But no, yeah, all mine are pretty realistic. Some are mundane, some are like off the charts. Like this is an extreme situation of like an average.
But
day.
more to the realism
More
side.
realism
Yours
side.
is more in the middle.
Yeah.
I would say mine is more on the fantastical side with elements of realism.
So let me ask you, because I've had this idea before, and I'm like, it'd be so nice.
Ask me.
But if you could, instead of like dreaming where your brain creates stuff, what if instead you could like watch TV or whatever while you slept?
Like real TV?
Yeah.
Just to increase your watch time so you can get all the content in?
Yeah, so I can finally like watch One Piece.
Just do it!
Yeah, but in his dream he would have at least 7 to 8, and he got 3 hours worth of time.
7 to 8, 3.
So what
you
if,
specifically.
but then you're like, you wouldn't actually be watching it though.
But he would be in his dreams.
But it would be, I would imagine it would be like you were dreaming it, so it'd be like, whatever you're watching is not what it actually is. It'd be some sort of distortion of it.
Yeah, it's not One Piece, it's One
Because-
Pace.
Yeah,
It's what?
One Pace.
yeah, it's
Pace?
Yeah, One
quicker
Pace.
version. Someone's, because there's a lot of
It's really like One Piece, like hippie.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That's funny. But I imagine it would be distorted in some sense. Otherwise, if you're just watching it, then you're not actually sleeping then because you're paying attention and your brain's working. And the point of sleeping is your brain.
But your
can
brain's
block.
working while you're dreaming.
Yeah, but it's working on other stuff and it's just relaxing. But to be attentive to something is more effort.
But
that
when
it
we
puts
remember
in.
our dreams, you're equally attentive to what's going on.
Yeah, but you don't remember.
No, but
the
it's a
dreams in
different thing.
detail.
Your brain is not operating at the same capacity when you're sleeping and dreaming as it is when you're watching something or when you're awake.
don't know. I don't feel like my brain's working when I'm watching stuff.
Okay, well that's a personal problem, but I still think that
That's an
there's,
ADHD problem.
I still think that there's a difference in activity level.
Sure.
Sure.
So if you're watching something, then that is more activity than your brain is when it's just braining. And your brain's also working, like doing other stuff with your body, and you're resting, and you're healing, and you're whatever.
I will say, when I used to watch Criminal Minds before going to sleep, I had lots of dreams where I was being murdered.
I'm sure. That makes sense.
I don't think I think I've always woken up before I got hurt in a dream.
I've had dreams that when I'm
Yeah,
like,
but you still know you were about to be murdered.
Yeah,
Sure.
probably.
I remember having dreams like when I'm watching TV and like my dream is saying all the words that the TV is saying.
Weird.
Yeah. I'm like,
No, that's how I fall asleep though. Is like, I'll be watching TV and then I get in sleeping mode, and then I can like hear the words and then kind of picture what's going on, and then I drift off.
dreams.
Dreams.
What's in a dream? Everything and nothing at all.
I agree with that, and I think that's
Half naked man.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they're women
Sometimes never.
in a bathhouse,
And it's just one.
in a desert.
In a desert. Yeah.
Was she half naked?
I don't remember.
Let's see. Do you dream?
Do you?
Do you dream?
Do you dream?
I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for another adventure at King of the Bean. Make sure you subscribe if you do, and comment down below. We're also on Spotify and all the podcast streaming services, so if you'd like to listen more than watch, feel free to. The link will be in the YouTube description if you're on YouTube, and you can find it very easily. You just clickety-clack and you're there. And let us know what your dreams are like and how often, and do you think you dream every night? And if you do, are you lying?
Are you lying? Are you a liar?
Are you a liar? Alright, see you all in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.